Howdy and welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy, and you know what? Shredder ain't the only badass in the family, because we also got Karai from The Last Ronin by NECA. Yes, welcome back to Whatcha Figure, and this is Karai from The Last Ronin by NECA. If you've read The Last Ronin story, then you kind of know her part in the story, and spoilers for what is in the story, if you haven't read the book, I implore you to go ahead, check out the comic book. It is a fantastic read, it is really great, and she has a big role to play in it. I won't really say it here, I might say it by accident somewhere along the line, but yeah, she has a really big role. It's a lot earlier on in the story, and I had to get some more of these figures. I really loved the Last Ronin figure that came out at the end of 2022, and as soon as I heard they were doing more Ninja Turtles, and they were doing like Sinja bots and Foot Patrol bots and a bunch of other figures, and I saw Karai, I was like, well, she kind of goes hand in hand with the Raphael figure that I ordered. I was like, I kind of want both. You know, that'd be kind of cool to have that on my display. So yeah, Karai looking really cool. I don't know if I wasn't too excited at first when I saw her, but I've seen some videos of her, and I'm a lot more excited about her now that I've seen some videos of her. So I guess without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. And here we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, Karai, looking really badass and awesome as ever. Basically like Daredevil's Elektra, if you will. Pretty much what she looks like. She's got the red going on. Got even the hat is even similar to what Elektra would use. And if she steals Raphael's sai, she even has, Elektra's sai. Well, she's got a kunai there and a sword there. But really cool artwork. I really like the way this looks. On the side here is another image of her. Just really cool. It's basically what she looked like in the comic book. And I believe if you put all of these images, or all these boxes side by side, they do create one big image, which would be really cool to do. On the back here, you got some images of the figure itself. There is Karai, and there's some Raphael. Ooh, what's going on there? Well, if you've read the comic book, you kind of know what's going on there. And then on this side, you got another image, which is basically the graphic novel / comic book, which you'd always see on the cover. It's a really famous depiction now. Everybody's seen it, right? Everybody knows what was going on with The Last Ronin. And then right here, we have The Last Ronin, ages 14 and up. Make sure you are of age. And on the back, or on the bottom, I should say, all these people made this figure. Give them the credit that they deserve. And inside, we got an image of Karai right there, looking badass as ever. And then we have the actual figure right there inside. So there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. And so here we have Karai, looking super badass as ever. Basically your Ninja Turtles version of Daredevil's Elektra, if you will. Which makes sense because the Ninja Turtles were kind of made because of Daredevil. They were kind of doing an homage to Daredevil when they were first created. So I don't know if she was meant to be also an homage to Elektra or not, but she definitely is. When you look at her here, it's like you can't deny the facts. You know, she's got the same kind of bandana hat red thing that she wears, and she uses similar weapons, and she's a ninja, and she's in charge of the foot, which is kind of like in charge of the hand for Elektra. You know, it all just ties in. It's just too perfect. But from what I know about Karai, she is the daughter of Shredder, and she is just a total kick-ass chick. I have been liking this character more and more over the years for every iteration that I've seen her in. But before I look at the figure, let's look at some of the accessories, starting with these hands right here, which are two gripping hands, so you can hold her weapons. It's a regular level of detail. They could have maybe done a little bit more. I think the fingernails could have been, sorry, I'm going to look too close there. The fingernails could have been maybe a little more detailed, I guess. They could have colored them a little bit more. But, it's still decent. They're pretty small. It's a little bit hard to do all that, I guess. And you can see like the little bit of line work that they do, which is really nice. It's definitely like the comic book. You got the reddish maroon color with the black line work, just like a comic book. And then we'll look at these other hands, which are the fists. So basically just for punching. That's what these are for. Boom, get out of my way. I'm going to punch you in the face. And same level of detail, line work, maroon, red color. Just the same, basically. And then we'll look at this one extra hand we have over here, which is very similar to the holding hand, or weapon holding hand. But this one has a gap in between the fingers, kind of like this. That would be so she can use her kunai weapon right here. So this can fit right in there and it slots in. And if you've read the comic book, then you kind of know what goes on with that. It's a big moment in the story for The Last Ronin. Yeah, so go ahead and read it. I don't want to tell you what goes on, but that weapon and her holding it in her hand is kind of important. So, like I said, here's the kunai. Very simple. Just straight up silver. You know, it's got like a little handle there, kind of like if you want to put a rope in there, sort of like Scorpion does when he does the whole get over here thing. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, very simple. Looks like a pizza lifter. That's what I always called it when I was a kid. Then you also got this sword and sheath. We'll start with the sheath here first. Pretty simple detail. Just a dark brown with some black lines going on, make it more comic book looking. And then shoulder strap right there, very simple. And then there's the hole right there where you can put your sword in. So you can kind of just shove that up in there. Boom, nice and easy. That works really well. And then look at the sword. Really cool. I'm guessing this is a katana. This is what this would be, similar to what Leonardo would use. And yeah, it's good level of detail, just like the comic book. It's got the brown wrapping, and it's got this kind of maroon tassel going on. I kind of wish the tassel was a little looser, so when she holds it like this, it doesn't go straight up. It would dangle. That would be nice. Or maybe even if it had a pivot point, that'd be nice. But, you know, small gripes. And then you got the hilt here, and you got the silver of the sword. Really good. A very slight curve. You know, you're always going to get a little bit of curve when you have toy figures, but you know what? I've had much worse. It's barely even there. It's almost non-existent. Really good level of detail. And let's look at this extra head she comes with. I like this head a lot. I really like that yelling head. Just super serious, pissed off. She is gonna do some damage to one of the Ninja Turtles. If you haven't read the comic book, I won't ruin it for you. But yeah, I know when I ordered this figure, I was on the fence if I was gonna like it or not. But looking at this, just in hand, she looks so much better. This is a beautiful face. This is a beautiful sculpt. You can see like the level of detail in the teeth there, and the tongue, just the lips, just awesome. And those eyes, just those angry eyes, and this hair, just gorgeous hair. Love that bandana on her head, just awesome. Love this head. This is definitely the head I'm gonna be using. But let's move on to this figure right here with this head. Looking awesome as well. Just more of a stoic, she's still angry, but less yelly, I guess you could say. Still a really good level of detail on the face. Love the lips, the teeth. You can see her ear poking out there, the hair. Just really amazing. This is awesome. NECA just does such a good job with their details. The thing is, the colors, they're kind of bland with the browns and the maroons. It's kind of a bland look. But I think they did the best that they could do with what they were given from the source material. Like she has the bandana around the neck as well too, and she does look like she does from the comic book. So you can't knock it for its level of detail. That's just the way she looks in the comic book. And yeah, I think she looks really well done. She's got all the line work, and she's got that's the motif. That's what she looks like. So I guess while we're here, let's look at some of the articulation is the word. The head goes back that far, not too much. Forward, not too much. This bandana, if it wasn't there inside, maybe it would go a little bit further because it's kind of hitting her chin. And then side to side. But, you know, the hair does hinder it quite a bit. There's a lot of hair in the way. The shoulders go up about that far. She does have a bicep swivel right there, so she can go all the way around. And double jointed elbows, so she can bend all the way in. Look, she can even kiss her own fingers. Really cool. And then she has the rotation of the wrist all the way there, and then back like that, and forward like that. And then she has rotation up at the top there, at the chest, I guess, and then up here, or down here, I should say, at the waist. She doesn't have a crunch, though. She's not like a Marvel Legends figure that has the crunch. She doesn't have that. She just has the swiveling. So that's a little bit too bad. For a ninja type character, you kind of want to have as much articulation as possible. But, you know, I didn't buy her so much for that. I kind of bought her because I like the story and I wanted her to go with some of my other figures. That's kind of why I bought her. And then the legs will go out like that. Really good splits. Well done, Karai. Forward, they go forward quite a ways. Really well done. And then back about that far. So not too much backwards. But she does have double jointed knees. Let's see how these work. Let's see. I know on Raph, I kind of popped him out a bit. There you go. That's good. Wasn't too stiff. That's about as far as you're going to get with the knees. And then there's no boot cut, even though it kind of looks like her boots go up to there. There's no cut. And there is no also... Yeah, there's no spin of the ankle either. But she does have a rocker, so it goes side to side. And then it bends forward. So there's your ballerina pose. And then up like that. So that's the articulation you're going to get out of Karai. Decent, you know, could be maybe a little bit better. If Hasbro was making her, they'd probably have a little more articulation like they do with their Whatcha Figure. Figure? Wow, we're making up words now. Figure. So that's going to do it for looking at her. Next up, we're going to do some comparisons with some other figures in this line. So stay tuned. Hey, you're still here? I hope you're liking what you've seen so far. And if you are, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave me some comments, share with your friends, send it out to the ether so everybody can see. Or don't. It's up to you. You really don't need to do any of that stuff. But I am CountryBoy9. That's with an underscore in there somewheres. Go ahead and check me out on other platforms. And also, I am also on another channel with my friends called Wasted Opinions. We have a blast doing videos. Go ahead and check us out as well, too. We have a really great time together. It's just a bunch of pop culture stuff. That's basically what it is. And we got great opinions. You really want to hear what we have to say. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. But for now... back to the show. And looking at Karai. Looking at her with this awesome stuff she's got going on. The kunai in her hand, and the sword in her hand, and the yelling face. Looking really cool. But we're going to compare her with some other figures that I got, starting with her daddy right here. Well, this is obviously the cartoon version of Shredder. So this is the NECA's version of Shredder from the cartoon. And he looks really cool. He's definitely a little bit taller than her, which I think should be about right. Shredder should be kind of a bigger dude. And he's got some of the dark line work. And it kind of works with her a little bit. Not so much. She's a little more detailed, obviously. He's a little less detailed, more cartoony. So that's the closest comparison I could do to another family member, I could say. I don't have any Karais, so that's what I had to do with her. Then I'll also toss in the obvious one, the Last Ronin right here. Looking really cool. He's definitely bigger. He's grown throughout the years, wearing all of his gear, got all the weapons, looking really badass. And he definitely fits in with her. They're from the same comic book, so they have a similar look to them. Same line work, same level of detail, just really fantastic. I love this figure so much, and she really adds to it. And then the last one I'm going to toss in here is another figure I got recently that just makes sense. I got Raphael. I don't know if you know the story, what happens with Raphael and Karai, but, you know, there's pretty important story elements that happen with these two. And yeah, I love the way these guys look together. Raphael is, you know, he's probably going to be one of my favorite figures of the year. Spoiler alert for the end of 2024, but he probably will be on that list. And yeah, he works even better with her, I would say. She just adds to his look, I think. It looks fantastic. Just a great level of detail on both of these figures. She looks super... She's beautiful. And she's scary at the same time, which is what you kind of want out of a badass ninja chick, right? But that's going to do it for this video anyways. I hope you enjoyed it. I am Country Boy, and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. But as always, be sure to let me know what you figure.